Hi, this is Lola Laracy with my good friend Sorcerer Zero. We are here with Beery Good Entertainment to talk about beer and social issues of our time. And of course, to do that, we are dressed to the nines. My good friend Linda, I love the hair. Everything's perfect.
I didn't quite get that fast enough.
What? Oh, the video?
Video.
It started playing with me too. I was like, I was trying to do my poker face. I was like,
Yeah, I know. The hair turned out great, didn't it?
That's
I
awesome.
love the hair. And I decided to do the makeup with it.
It looks good, and that kind of goes along with, well, we'll do our beer first, but it goes along with our theme tonight, which is, glamour versus functionality. When are we sexualizing ourselves? When are we expressing ourselves? And of course, in my opinion, I'm free to express myself. If I want to wear lipstick, I wear it. Now, if someone tells me I need to wear lipstick, I'm going to smack them in the mouth. It's just the way it goes.
Well,
but we are here to talk about beer first, right?
Beer.
All right. You got your beer?
I have the first one I'm going to do is I get this one from Beer 30 across the street. It's Anderson Valley's Wild Turkey Bourbon Barrel Ale. It is.
Dang.
Now it's bourbon barrels are usually thought of as like high ABV beers. And this is only like 6.8, 6.9%.
It seems like it'd be, I think of dark beers like that, rich beers, as having higher ABV.
Hope I don't want to splash this on I have a wide mouth jar today because I was very impatient and I didn't get a small mouth jar. So okay. I don't want to splash this on my keyboard. Let's see. There we go. And it is a really dark stout. You really can't see through it. And the head is like a fluffy, slightly tan color.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And let's see. The smell to me is a lot of bourbon.
Oh, that sounds nice. I like bourbon in my beer. Not on its own.
I don't get a whole lot of chocolate, like chocolate malt from stout, but I do get a lot. I get more whiskey and bourbon, and it's like a dry type of dark taste to it.
Okay. So not sweet.
No. Well, somewhat.
Okay.
Not really. It's drier than sweet.
Okay.
And I really get the bourbon off it. I don't think everybody's going to get the bourbon that's in it.
Okay. Is it subtle?
Not to me.
Okay.
I taste it pretty boldly, but I think other people have different views of it. And I think it also depends on what you eat.
Good point.
If you're eating something that will overwhelm the taste, then it won't.
You'll lose it.
Yeah, you'll lose it.
Mm-hmm.
Like last night I had barbecue. And for some reason, with the barbecue, this beer tasted like I was drinking a glass of bourbon.
Wow. Maybe it just complemented it?
Probably. I'm not getting as much bourbon off it today, but I haven't had anything to eat. Probably not a great idea.
Yeah, probably not. Even though it's only, 6% something you said? Still,
yeah, it's only 6.8, 6.9%, but the smell off it is real bourbonish.
I love that. I love it when you get the warmth from bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Not even so much the taste. I just love the warmth.
The warmth, yes.
It's a good feeling. I don't like when you can taste like pure alcohol. I don't like that. I like it when it just sort of heightens the flavor.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I like it when it brings out other flavors in the beer, but that's usually the higher alcohol usually brings out the the big, massive, rich chocolate raisin,
Yes.
and like port wine taste if they're stored in wine barrels um, as opposed to bourbon barrels. Then those rich tastes come out from the wine. How about you? What are you drinking today?
Well, I've got something I have not had. And I went to Total Wine Friday night and I bought a lot of stuff. So I'm going to be okay for a little bit. This is New Belgium. I don't even know the name of it. This is in collaboration with Anne-Francoise Villard Devant Orval. It's from their Lips of Faith series, which I'm very surprised I got this in a 12-ounce because usually their Lips of Faith are those big bombers and you'll pay like $15. I don't know how much I paid for this single. I was just so happy that I could get, the smaller version because I didn't want to have to pay $15. It's a spiced imperial dark age.
Wow, that sounds really amazing.
I love spiced, I love dark, I love imperial, I love ale. And it says aged in white oak spirals. I don't actually know what that is, but I like the word aged.
Well, that's there's wood that they'll add if they can't actually age it in a barrel, or they want a specific wood taste that they can't get. They'll actually get spirals of wood. And they'll soak the wood in some type of liquor or whatever taste they want to infuse it.
Okay.
And then they'll take those spirals and they'll put them in the secondary fermentation. Beer soaks up the flavor from it.
Okay. So it's a way of getting the barrel aged without actually having to have a barrel.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, well, that works. Hey, as long as it gets me to the same place, I'm not going to fuss about whether it was in a barrel or not. That means nothing to me because I'll never know. What matters to me is how it smells, how it tastes, how it feels. I definitely get the spice. Definitely. And let's see if I can pour this. You taught me. I can see it's a light color, which goes along with the spice. It's kind of an amber red so far. Not much of a head. I mean, really no head, but that's okay. Look at me with my pouring.
Look at that. Look at that. You're going to have the perfect little head on there.
I know. I mean, there's...
Hey, oh, yeah. That was a beautiful pour. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. You were my teacher. You're the reason. So it has a very small head, but I'm thinking maybe that's either the spices or maybe it's the yeast. Because, like, I noticed with some yeast, like, for instance, Ommegang, that does not have much of a head, but I'm thinking that's because of the yeast. The yeast must dispel it somehow. So there must be something in here that dispels the head. So, but that's okay. It's a pretty amber color. Like I said, smells like spice. I don't really get the dark ale part, but I'm not really sure what's supposed to make an ale dark.
Well, it doesn't really look dark to me either. It looks red.
It is. It's red, amber kind of.
So I'm wondering why they didn't call it an amber instead of a dark.
I would think so. And unless it was supposed to come out dark and it just didn't.
That's possible. That's possible.
Or maybe whatever they aged it, because it says it's aged on white oak spirals, so maybe the white oak part kind of lessened the color somewhat.
That's true. That could have happened.
So somewhere along the line, it lost its darkness, but that's okay because it's supposed to be spice. So I think of spice and sort of an amber color, so it actually works out for me. But let's see how it tastes. Definitely spice. Not
like over the top spice.
Not over the top. Actually, it could be a little spicier for my taste. I wouldn't mind a little bit more spice. but it's definitely that sort of maybe cinnamon or nutmeg, kind of that winter type spice, as opposed to say chili spice. It's definitely the winter. Now I have had spicier. I would say I wish this had a little bit more spice to it, because it actually is a little thin. Especially with an imperial dark ale, I think, okay, this is going to do me for the night. I'm going to be down for the count. You know, this is going to be rich. This is going to be bold. I think imperial dark, I think, wow. I'm not going to say this is wow. It's actually a little watery, a little tepid. It's almost like they probably had a good spicy imperial beer in there, but somehow it got lessened. Somehow like some water got in there or something, because it's definitely a little thinner than I would like.
So it's actually probably a blended ale rather than wow. So does it taste like a winter warmer? Would you classify it more as a winter warmer than a?
Definitely. I mean, it's those winter spices like cinnamon, you know, the things you think of when you think of like pie, like pumpkin pie or something. But to a lesser degree, I really wish it had more spice. I'm almost thinking, since it says it's aged on white oak spirals, I'm wondering if whatever is in those white oak spirals maybe tamped it down a little bit, maybe dampened it, because it feels like there should be a really good imperial dark spicy ale in there, but it feels like something came in and, pardon me, whitewashed it. It feels like something came in. It says white oak spiral, so
yeah,
something came in and washed it out a little bit.
That's possible. That's possible that the you know, whatever flavor they had with that white oak just kind of overtook the spice.
I think so. I think maybe they did an experiment, which, you know, these Lips of Faith are experiments because they're with another person. They're it's a what do you call it? A collaboration, and it's probably something they've never done before and maybe will never do again. So I feel like somehow during the process they did something, they took a step, and it kind of flattened the beer. That's what it feels like to me. It should have been spicier and it should have been darker. And this says it's a 9.5% ABV, so really it should be richer than this.
That's a healthy ABV on that.
Right. So I really feel like there should be more heft to this, you know, a little bit more viscous. I put in the chat, Cybernaut asked if we'd heard of, does he say it there? Let me try to pronounce the guy's name. Hold on.
Research of V.S. Ramachandran.
Ramachandran.
Did I say that right, Cy? Ramachandran?
I don't know, but in my Google chat, he put 40/40 Vision Lecture, Neurology and the Passion for Art. This has nothing to do with beer, by the way. I should have waited to talk about this. I was trying so hard to get it in there that I wasn't thinking. This is actually for our next topic, which is, you know, art and visual cues and things like that.
Oh, well, we can mention that again. I was actually going to say Cybernaut said
Ramachandran.
Chandran. Oh, okay.
Chandran.
I was going to say, he said, Cy says he puts charred oak spiral in his cheap bourbon bottles. Like in bourbon? That'd be awesome.
What does it do? He says charred oak spirals. Mine says nothing about charred. Mine is white oak spirals. I might have liked it better if it had been charred, because then maybe I would get a smoky.
I assume the charred oak gives the bourbon a bigger, smokier flavor.
Maybe I could see that. I would love a more smoky flavor, because there isn't a smoky flavor with this at all. I mean, it's just
So
really.
how many Lips of Faith series have you had?
I've had probably about 5. I kept most of the bottles. Of course, I don't see them now. There's a La Folie, but yeah, I've had about 5.
So where would you rate this one in all these experimentals?
I would say one of the lesser ones, because I've had some that were really a nice spice, like, you felt like you never tasted that before, and, tangy. When I think of spicy, I think tangy, like it almost effervescent on the tongue. There's none of that here.
Yeah.
So I would say this was one of the lower rated ones, because I feel like I said, they took a turn somewhere and it got flattened.
Oh, Cy says that the charred oak spirals mellows and ages the bourbon, taking the edge off.
Okay.
I guess it makes it more drinkable.
Well, in this case, this is a little bit too drinkable because this needs some edge. That's a good way to put it. This took the edge off because there is no edge.
Yeah.
It's just a flat plane.
So they needed to maybe not do the white oak.
I would say that makes the most sense to me, because this needs more edge. They took too much edge off.
Well, speaking of edgy, I've got an announcement.
You go with your announcement.
I published my second book.
Yay! And if you want, you can screen share. You can screen share the link, the Amazon and all that.
There we go. It is called Eclectic Reflections of Now.
Nice.
And I'm going to white box myself. A collection of pardon me. A collection of fantasy and science fiction short stories written from 1989 through 2016. Through fiction, these short stories reflect on some of the changes we have seen in the world, from the innocence of youth through the heartbreak of war and the ongoing decimation of our planet's ecosystem. Each story contains a unique viewpoint intended to connect audiences with the hopes and fears that many societies face today.
That's awesome.
And the book also includes a peek into my next fantasy novel, Hunchback.
Cool. That is a beautiful cover.
It is. I got it from CP Book Cover Designs.
Okay.
Cover design book. CP.
They did a good job. They did a good job.
I found that. I actually found that through where is it? It's not Instagram. The cover, Shay. Where did I find the cover again?
DeviantArt.
Oh, yeah, through DeviantArt. DeviantArt has some of the most interesting people doing art for covers that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, they some of the most creative people I've seen have been on DeviantArt.
And this was actually it was a really reasonable price for a cover.
You mind me asking how much?
I believe it was about $50 for the cover.
That is very good.
And the nice thing is that this cover will never be used for anybody else. This is just my cover.
And that's a big deal. Yeah, some of them do reuse.
They took the cover off when I purchased it.
That's awesome. Because that really is a thing. When you research that, some of them, you pay a flat price, but they give you something that can be used by other people. So you have to be careful. You don't want that, because you don't want someone else having your book cover.
Now, I realize that this is only available in Kindle right now, but I do have the ebook recorded.
Okay.
I will be turning it into an audiobook, and it will be listed on Amazon.
Nice.
Through Audible. So, you can use your credits to get the audiobook if you like.
Cool.
I'm not sure how long it's going to take. This is the first audiobook I've ever actually had published. But it is done, and it is going to the publisher very soon, here in the next week or two.
Good. Any plans to make it a paperback or a hardback?
I am attempting to stay away from that.
Okay.
I might through KDP. I might do it through KDP. But I've heard that KDP is not having a very great time turning ebooks into paperbacks. Most
Okay.
people that have tried it said it was less than satisfactory.
That's not good.
But it's brand new, so
Yeah.
I'll be patient, wait a little while. If people really, really start asking me for the paperback, I will consider it.
The only reason I think about it, I haven't learned how to do it yet. I tried. I sat down for like an hour and I got sleepy. The only reason, there are two reasons why I think about doing it. The first one is I could go to conventions and sell my books. The second one is when the world ends, when the apocalypse happens and we have no electricity, I want a copy of my book.
Yeah. Yes.
Those are the two reasons that I think about doing it.
Yeah. Man, that'd be terrible to lose all the books.
I think about that. Everything's digital. I'm like, what about like if we do lose power? And I'm like, my book, you know?
Yeah.
I'll never be able to see it again. I'll be like, have my laptop and be like, come on, laptop, hello. With my hard drive, I'd be like, hello. Let's see if I can hear it. Hello, I want to hear my book.
Can you imagine even worse? Losing access to all the beer recipes.
We'd never be able to make beer again.
Like,
and
I'd stand at the edge of, my little post-apocalyptic plot with my drones and my shotgun and my anti-zombie weaponry.
That's true. Yeah. Our star that we're gonna hurl at zombies, and
I would reach my hand out and go, come back to me. Come back to me, Florida beer.
I want more beer. Well, that actually kind of leads into one of our stories, because if the stuff does hit the fan, if there is an apocalypse, we have a spa to go to.
Oh my God.
We're going there.
Yes.
We're going there.
Yes.
All right. Brewdogs, which a lot of people know either through their fabulous beer or through the TV show they had on Esquire, which I don't know if Esquire's gone, so I don't know if that means their show is gone. I hope not, because I liked their show. But the two guys from Brewdogs are opening a spa. And this sounds like the most awesome thing in the world. And when the apocalypse hits, I'm going there, because they don't have to write down their recipes. They just know them. And they can make beer out of the ocean. They can make beer out of anything.
Here it is. Brewdog Craft Beer Hotel and Sour Beer Facility.
God, I want to go so badly.
Now, are they making this? Are they actually creating this in Columbus?
It looks like it. We just launched our new craft beer brewery in Columbus. And to make it the beeriest place on earth, we're launching the world's first craft beer hotel on site. So, Columbus, Ohio.
I think it is super cool that you have taps in your room.
Yes.
Beer-themed rooms, punk jacuzzi for the truly dedicated. Yes. A sour beer fridge, a craft beer breakfast, malted barley massages, hot masks.
I'm going. All right. So how much? All right. What are the different?
Well, let's see. $150 for $150. You get one night free for two people on the Indiegogo.com site.
Mm-hmm.
And that included a free night stay, 10% off all rooms, and beer breakfast for two. Then there are the lower ranges. $25 gets you a tour and tasting. Your name on a Feder. A Feder barrel.
I don't know. That's a barrel?
It's a very large barrel that they use to age beer in.
Okay.
And cider.
Okay.
For $30, you can get an exclusive Brewdog t-shirt.
Mm.
For $40, you can get unlimited Punk on tap. Get a free Punk IPA on tap in your room for a weekend stay.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I'd be so IPA'd out.
You know what? I wouldn't care. First of all, I would have to stay at least 3 nights because I would be so drunk. I would not be capable of going anywhere. This would be like the first hotel where I was like, I'm not going anywhere. This is the destination. It's like a hotel destination.
So it says, forget Disneyland. This is the new hoppiest place on earth.
Yes. I would.
It actually looks pretty cool. It's slightly boxy.
Mm-hmm.
But it does have lots of lawn. It looks like they're going to have an artificial lake.
Yeah.
And the rooms are very, would you call them industrial?
That's almost nautical. That looks nautical.
Yeah, nautical.
It's got blue and beige or whatever color that is.
I think this must be one of the really, really awesome rooms, though.
I would guess. Although I hope they're all awesome. That's a good
development. Huh? Well, let's $275. You can get the works, a full Beery breakfast, lunch, and 5-course dinner for 2 with beers paired to every dish.
I want that. I want it now.
That's actually really reasonable. $275 for an entire stay.
I mean, it is like a resort, so you're paying for all that. Did you see some of the bottom perks? Oh, go down to the bottom.
A book bundle? Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Oh, book lovers, $350. Grab a night on us and furnish your room with plenty of bedtime material. Flagship stay. Free night in our top suite. Complete tour, breakfast, lunch, 5-course dinner with craft beers paired to every dish.
I want that. That's the one I want.
Beer spa.
Oh my God.
Malt massage. Douse yourself with hot. Mama. Oh.
Keep looking. Huh?
These hop treatments must be pretty good.
I bet they are. I bet they smell good.
Hot tub. An IPA hot tub for $2,000. Ooh, $2,000. You can design your own sour beer. I wish I had $5,000.
I know. I can't even conceive of $5,000. Not.
You picked the base beer, the barrel, and the fruit.
Oh, but do you still get a free room? Okay, you still get a free room. I'm like, I better still get a free room for $5,000.
$5,000, yeah.
I hope so. Did you see the very bottom one?
$30,000 US. Doghouse takeover. Hosting your wedding, celebrating a birthday, looking for an insane awesome venue for your next corporate event. Take over our entire doghouse with all 50 rooms, yours for the night. You'll also get a complete Beery breakfast plus dinner or lunch for your entire party and exclusive access to all our conference suites and meeting rooms.
Holy crap. The entire place. First of all, I'd be like, dear guest, this will be $50 or $100 each for all of you. So, could you imagine like at 11 o'clock the next morning where they're like, check out, and I'm like, screw you. I paid $30,000. There's no checkout. F you people, I'm staying. $30,000.
Well, I know you can bring your dogs.
Oh, that's nice.
But I don't see like the doggy facilities.
I would hope they would have facilities. That would make sense. I wonder how much they need.
Well, they've already been funded.
Oh.
Yeah, $116,899 already raised of a $75,000 flexible goal.
Oh, okay.
So obviously this is something people really want.
I want it.
Yeah. if you're into beer, I think if you're really into beer, like craft beer, like a lot of craft beer people are, this is. And there's a video, so you can feel free to go to Indiegogo and watch the video.
Okay, I want this. This would be okay. As far as that $30,000 thing goes, if like we had a bunch of people, I mean, like we were talking about having like a meetup for Scannerdrome, but if we had like 50 people, like how many people would we have to have so that we could afford this $30,000 thing?
Ooh, man.
I would say at least 100, because that would be $300 each. So I would say at least 100 people, don't you think?
Yeah, that's true. 100 people at $300 each, right?
Yeah, that might be doable.
Man.
Do we know 100 people?
I don't. Well, I know 100 people, but whether they know me is a different.
That is true. Because Google, like I know 30,000 people on Google, but I don't know if they know me.
Dear George Takei.
Yes, I bet he'd love it. Come on, Columbus, Ohio beer. You know you want to. And he'd be like, no. And I'd be like, come on. Come on.
We won't bother you. We promise. We'll be too busy drinking beer.
I know. We'll be in our freaking beer jacuzzi. God.
We won't ask. We won't beg you for, we won't beg you for autographs. We just want you to have a good time.
You know what? I'd be like, George Takei, I love you. You're so awesome. I love your Twitter. Just keep doing what you're doing. And thank you for joining us and paying for all of this. Thank you.
Let's invite the heads of like really prominent breweries.
That would be cool. And then we'll just happen to be there too. That would be awesome. If we still did CBN, I would suggest this.
Jim from Ninkasi.
Probably not the New Belgium people, because I just totally diss their beer.
Find some people from Stone.
Yes.
Ooh, I would love for Block 15 to go there.
Terrapin. I'm looking at all my beer. Terrapin, Funky Buddha, Duclaw. I know there's more beer I love. I just can't think right now. Dogfish Head.
Yeah, Dogfish Head. That'd be, because Dogfish Head is pretty, they're adventurous.
Mm-hmm. And open to collaboration.
And then we'd have to invite some smaller breweries that don't, some smaller breweries, that show them this is what you could get with a lifetime's worth of work and a lot of luck.
Exactly. We'll be their inspiration. We'll be like, come and join us for only $300 each, and we will be your personal cheerleader.
Your personal cheer. Oh, and I'm everybody's personal cheerleader when it comes to craft brewing. Yes.
I'll be like, keep doing it. Go on. Isn't it time to mash? Come on, let's do it. You know, I'd even help them. I'd be like, I'll hold the strainer and you pour. Yeah, I would even help. If they helped pay for our $30,000 spa resort, then I'd help. God, I want to go so badly.
Well, finished my Anderson. Really nice finish. It's really weird. This has a really nice finish. The Anderson Valley Bourbon Barrel has a really nice finish to me.
Good. Now, for the most part, I've only had their gozes. I don't think I've ever had anything strong like that.
The first time I ever tried their goes, I wanted to take an entire keg home because I love the taste so much. Good. Such a perfect amount of salt and sour.
Yes. And so drinkable.
Yes. And all I could get at that time was a very tiny sip for a sample at our local brewing, our local summertime brewing get together, because that's all they were giving out was just small samples of it.
Oh, that's so cruel.
I remember going over and asking the guy from Anderson, so what would it take for you to put that keg on my bicycle?
Right. It's like, come on, I'll give you
Let me take
$5.
it home.
Please let me take it. Please let me have it. Man, I want it so badly. I know that's the worst when like you get just a little tiny taste and you're like, God,
Yeah.
give me more. It's like you almost wish you hadn't tasted it to begin with.
Now I did not realize. I thought Anderson Valley only distributed in like 2 or maybe 5 states.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me screen share this. Yeah, they're in like 3/4 of the United States.
Wow, that's like almost everywhere.
Yes.
Jeez.
They have expanded so much.
Yeah. And even if you're in one of those middle states that doesn't get it, it's a hop and a skip over to a state that does get it. So you should be able to.
Well, it really depends on where you are. I mean, if you're all the way on the eastern, like the northeastern border of Montana, it's going to be a little difficult. But, you know, home, like brewing supply places often get in specialty beers from places that you can't go.
That's true. They'll make the trip. Even if you can't, they'll go to North Dakota or South Dakota or wherever and get it. So even if your state doesn't sell it, you might still be able to get it.
So Anderson Valley, I apologize for totally underestimating you guys.
Well, that might have just started. Like I said, I always thought of them as being limited too. So it's possible they rolled out. And like I said also before, different brews are more readily available because I've never seen what you have.
Yeah.
So that one that you have, I've never seen that here. I mean, I see the Goes, and that's really about it.
I'm not sure I've ever. Well, no. I've seen the Wild Turkey in bottles. I have seen the Wild Turkey in bottles, but I've only seen it like at Market of Choice in the brewing supply place.
Okay, so it's only in select retailers.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it can be here too. It's like you can only get it at one place, and with my luck, that place is 30 miles away, and I'm like, whatever. I've started to learn where certain things are found. It's like if I want something that's specialty, I know which store to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And we have another story. Do you want to take the Idaho story?
Well, yes, here we go. These are, I put this up because I underestimated Anderson Valley, and I was actually going to present Anderson Valley as a brewery that not many people had heard of.
Oh, busted.
So I went through and found Idaho's top 10 craft breweries, and there really aren't a whole lot of these that I have heard of.
I haven't heard of any of these.
Payette.
I've heard of Crooked Fence. Never heard of that.
Downtown Boise. Now they just expanded. This article's from January. They just expanded to 100,000 barrels.
Nice.
Grand Teton Brewing.
Heard of that.
Now I love the Old Faithful Ale. How classic a name is that?
That is a great name. Very fitting.
It is only 11,000 square feet. But they use natural glacial runoff for their water.
Nice.
Sockeye Brewing. I've heard of Sockeye Brewing. I've never had anything from them. This is a 12,000 square foot brewery and canning facility. I'm really happy to see that these people have gotten into canning. Makes it far more likely that I will see them here in Oregon.
Right.
Salmon River. I think I originally got Salmon River confused with one of our Oregon breweries that puts fish on their labels and names their beers after rivers.
Okay.
I believe they were established in 2008.
Okay.
But they've won North American Beer Awards.
Nice.
Woodland Empire Ale Craft. A total of 107 beers. That's pretty new.
That's a lot of beers.
Yeah. Highlands Hollow. This supposedly has a lot of history, founded in 1992. So it's not really new. Where am I? Oh, there we go.
Selkirk?
Abbey.
Never heard of that.
Only Belgian brewery in Idaho.
Wow.
So if you want a true Belgian, Selkirk Abbey is where you want to go.
And talk about collaboration. Did you notice it says with the help of Laughing Dog Spread Colby? So they had help from Laughing Dog. That's nice.
Yeah. Crooked Fence.
I've heard of that.
2012. So this is brand new.
Yeah.
2012. Okay, I'm not sure I actually want to say the name of their India Brown Ale, but Little
Bitch Otter?
Little Bitch Otter.
The name is a jab at their governor.
Yes.
Oh, that's bold. But if someone's going to be named Butch Otter, they got to expect it.
And Rusty Nail Pale Ale is an amber draft with grapefruit palate, followed by pine.
All right.
I kind of want to try that, the Rusty Nail Pale Ale.
That might be good.
And of course, Laughing Dog Brewing, which many of us have heard of.
And I've had that. That's the only one so far that I've actually had. I like Laughing Dog.
I really like what they do with their malts.
Yeah.
I do. And they too have expanded. Last year they did an expansion.
Yeah, I love their Rocket Dog Rye IPA.
And the very last, Boise Brewing, is a super new upstart.
Okay.
I love how they say upstart in the article.
I know. You upstart. It makes them sound so young and bold.
Like these breweries are just like going, hey, we're here, we're the best.
In your face, we're millennials. In your face, Gen X.
Let's see. Hip Check IPA, a super hoppy ale, checking in at 100 IPA.
That's almost beyond like what we can comprehend.
But the interesting thing about Boise Brewing is that they have a CSB for beer. That's supported brewing. Now, if you're familiar with farmers markets, there is, CSA boxes, community supported agriculture.
Oh.
Well, they have community supported beer.
Wow. So I wonder what that means.
I think if you give them a certain amount to invest in, they give you like a different beer every month.
Okay.
Because CSA boxes, you get a different box of food every week.
Okay, it's like a membership program.
It's kind of like a membership program, yeah.
Okay, I can deal with that. That's pretty cool. And it says they also have brews on tap for non-members. So you don't have to shell out the monthly subscription.
No, you don't have to be part of the CSB.
That's
good. Probably how they're funding themselves.
I would say so. They probably depend on this steady income.
Yeah. I think that's actually a really good idea.
I think so too. And if Jacksonville did something like that, I would belong to it. I don't know if they do. I don't think they do, but
I don't think I've ever heard of community supported brewing.
I think it's a great idea. I would totally be a part of that, especially if all the breweries got on board. It would be kind of like, okay, Clint has a membership to the zoo, and with his membership to the zoo, he gets discounts at any participating zoo in the country. Imagine if they had that for beer. If I could pay a membership fee to my Jacksonville breweries, but also it would give me a kickback at other breweries across the United States. How cool would that be?
Yeah, exactly.
That would be nice. I would totally do that.
Shall we?
Sure. Should we start a new show and get new beers or what?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So
a new show so that we can get the separate podcast too.
Right. So we're going to regroup. This is Lola Laracy along with the wonderful Sorcerer Zero, and we're going to start a new show in a few minutes for our issue of the night. But for now, may you drink ever so many wonderful beers. Cheers.